In a very promising boost to the self-reliance in military aviation, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL) unveiled first images of a brand new supersonic fighter trainer aircraft. This intends to train future pilots for frontline combat. The visuals there on your screens to help you understand what does this mean for India. It's called the HLFT-42. It's a new trainer and a prototype will be ready soon. But it's a full-scale model of the jet that will be unveiled at the Aero India show in Bengaluru. We get you all the latest on that because it's going to be a high-performance platform incorporates. Let's quickly go across to India Today's Shiv for the latest on that. Shiv, tell us, because again an indigenous achievement, but what exactly is this about HLFT-42 that we should be so proud of, Shiv?
So HLFT-42, Pooja, stands for Hindustan Lead-In Fighter Trainer.
Okay.
And, it's always an exciting day for military and aviation buffs when a new aircraft is unveiled, even more so when it's an indigenous aircraft platform. This particular platform is going to be a supersonic, trainer aircraft for pilots. Now, basically, remember, Pooja, right now, Indian Air Force pilot trainees, they conduct various levels of training, from basic training to intermediate training, then they have advanced training, and then they go into fast jets. The problem is, apart from supersonic flight, which is a very crucial part of fighter training, only happens for pilots once they start flying things like MiG-21s or Su-30s, which means their training doesn't involve supersonic flight training until they actually fly the aircraft they're going to be flying in combat. This was a crucial gap that the Indian Air Force had been, experiencing for a very long time. It's also very expensive to fly frontline fighters. So, noticing that gap, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has, come up with this new fighter trainer. It's a derivative of many different aircraft that they've built, over the years, including the LCA Tejas, the HF-24 Marut, and certain others, to basically build a sort of cost-effective trainer aircraft that pilots can use, fitted with very, very advanced systems, gives pilots, the full fighter experience, including supersonic flight, but without the costs involved in fighter flying. And also remember, when pilots have to train on actual fighters, there's a lot of airframe usage, which is not very economical because these are the actual war assets which you will use in a combat scenario. So to save costs, to make your pilots future ready, to give them the entire gamut of fighter operation experience before they get into actual fighter aircraft, all of this, led HAL to use its internal funds.
Till now it's mainly the MiG-21 and the Sukhois. So let's, for example, it's a rhetoric, but for example, there's a warlike situation. How will this training by the HLFT-42 will be help to our fighters, specifically frontline fighters at that time?
Very, very, very good question. Two ways, Pooja. One, this trainer, helps pilots, like I already said, gives them the full advanced systems and weapons experience, on a training platform without having to spend the huge costs involved in, using actual fighter aircraft. But secondly, and probably more crucially, in a combat scenario where you might have to throw all your aircraft into the air, this particular training platform can also be weaponized. It can also become a light tactical fighter of its own. It won't be as, as powerful as the actual frontline fighters like MiG-21s or Su-30s. But given that in a conflict scenario, any country would want to use all of its available war assets, this particular platform, the HLFT-42, I can confirm, is also weaponizable. You can string some missiles onto it. You can hook it up with some dumb bombs or smart bombs and use it as a light attack aircraft as well. So in all of these ways, it's more than just a training platform. It can be a combat asset as well. So cost saving, possible combat asset, and making future-ready pilots.
Absolutely interesting and fascinating. And remember, this is indigenous, as Shiv is telling us. This adds on to the defense sector and giving that power to not just, of course, the jets, but also to the pilots themselves. Shivarur with the latest on that. Shiv, thank you very much for now.